Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jourdy coming at y'all with a brand new video related to NBA 2K22. Listen, there's still no release date officially. However, we still have a couple of rumors and breakdowns that we have to discuss, but today is not specifically about the cover athlete or even the release date, which is supposedly going to happen in exactly 2 months from today. Let's talk about wishlist items. What does NBA 2K need to fix in NBA 2K22? Obviously, this cycle of NBA 2K21 is not exactly what they hoped for. I think most of that has to do with the release of the PS5, obviously, and the Xbox Series X next generation consoles probably threw a loop in their plans. However, as a game developer, I'm not sure why you are not prepared for these type of things, but that's not even the point of this video. Let's talk about some things that they need to change in NBA 2K22, not only to bring the fan base back, but also just some personal items I'd love to see in NBA 2K22. So if you're down for the ride and excited for the content, join the J Crew by subscribing to this channel. Do not miss a moment of the content. Bringing it back, and I also have a Twitch channel if you want to talk to me live on stream. So make sure you drop a follow to all of my social media channels linked down below, and let's get right into it. All right, you guys, so first and foremost, I feel like I cannot start off a video related to NBA 2K22 without mentioning the defense. To start off in NBA 2K21, the defense was absolutely atrocious, and it was a large reason why I kind of skipped out on this cycle of NBA 2K21, because off the rip, it was impossible to stop. Everybody was dunking everything, and it was just overall just not a great time and just not an exciting game to play on. And quite frankly, I don't even think there were a lot of people who even played the lockdown position in this game. Like, there were no lock builds from what I remember, and I tried my hardest to make a lock, and everything was specifically focused on either a two-way or something very offensive, which I know most players want to play offensive anyway. However, improve defense from the beginning. Give us an option if we want to be a very defensive focused build to do that. I see no reason why the defense was so bad. I don't know if it was because the sliders on dunks and just shots and everything were through the roof, but defense was horrible off the rip. And obviously I haven't played consistently these last couple months, but from what I have seen, it's really not that much better. So better defense would be the #1 thing that I would come and say that NBA 2K22 has to improve. And what I should also mention is that I mostly play in the city, park, neighborhood, whatever you want to call it. So most of the opinion that I have on the game will be specifically tailored to that game mode. But if you also like my team, I'm sure you also have experienced poor defense on NBA 2K21. And #2, the entire My Player system, I think, at this point needs a total rework. I know it's the first year they're introducing something new, so more than likely they're not going to remove it. But the way you grind your character needs to be fixed. First and foremost, if you want to have more than one build, you're gonna have to spend hours in My Career. Some people like to play video games because they want to play multiplayer mode, not necessarily play My Career. And maybe it would be fun to have My Career as a multiplayer experience, and you and your friend across the country's characters can, you know, do the My Player and My Career all together, which maybe would be kind of exciting if you could choose your own adventure type situation. But because it's a very linear My Career mode and you don't have a lot of options outside of like G League versus college or whatever, it's very, very frustrating having to do that entire process for multiple characters for multiple hours, unless you want to pay a badge grinder, which a lot of people do. But most people don't want to spend hours and hours in the badge system. Maybe I'm ranting at this point, you guys, so I'm sorry if I'm ranting at this point. It's time to re-examine the strengths of NBA 2K and having a player that you can create. I know that they don't want everyone to be at the top, and maybe 99 overall is not what they want everybody to be walking around with. But at this point, I just feel like it is a complete turnoff wanting to play a game. It's the only basketball game that's out right now that really makes you feel like you can create your character and everything like that. I think that system has room for improvement, and I don't think it's a lost cause, but it just feels like if you're not putting 40 plus hours into my career, my player is not good enough to go out to the park when you're ready. So that's a big thing for me. I know that has been a large reason why I'm frustrated with the game too, and haven't really played it as much, but I definitely think that's one thing that needs to change. And maybe it'll keep players on the game for much longer if you can make more builds. The more time, wouldn't you want players to spend more time on your game? I know you also want to get paid, but wouldn't you want people to spend more time on the game too? I guess that's why they have us go through my career for hours and hours. So I guess I'm contradicting myself. Moving on to number 3. I would love to see bigs make a comeback, specifically stretch outside bigs. I played as, I want to say, glass cleaning lock in 2K19. I believe that was my favorite build. And literally, I could play defense. I was 6'10 and up, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 6'10 and up. Everybody has like a 6'7, 6'8, 6'9, and realistically, that's not a big. I know the game feels like it's getting shorter and shorter and shorter, but some of us do like to play with big men. So, and not just inside bigs, outside bigs. So literally, that would be one thing that I'd like to see improved, and maybe it has. Maybe I'm just being ridiculous, but I kind of like the way bigs were back in previous games. So that's just me personally. I don't really want to play with a smaller build, so maybe 2K, you can take a look at that for me, please. Fingers crossed. As number 4, I definitely think that too much customization can be a bad thing. This game feels like it has the most customization that we have ever seen in the My Player system, and literally most people play on the same type of builds. Everyone has some sort of 6'7" demigod, basically. So everyone is doing the same things, the same moves, everything. So too much customization has led to more focus on several couple of builds, and I get it that most people are just following in the footsteps of what content creators are doing, and so they're setting the meta. But at the same time, I think this customization system has not helped 2K whatsoever. If anything, it's just made more people, again, do the exact same thing. So how is the game exciting? How is the game fun if everything is the same? Everything is the same except the city. And this one is for the community, I feel like. I definitely feel like they need to look at the stage. I loved watching people stream in the stage, and obviously most people have gone back to current gen 2K just to play in the stage once again. But 2K, why do you take out the great things that make the game fun? Keep it there. And maybe that was a bonus one. I feel like I just gave a bonus. So that was bonus things that I want to change. And then the final thing that I would really love to see NBA 2K and Take-Two examine is just adding women to the city. I know that there is W mode now. Obviously, you can jump into the W mode straight from that menu. However, you know, it's women can play pickup ball. You see so many women who are basketball YouTubers that hoop against the guys, 1v1s, 3v3s, even House of Highlights, I want to say, had a competition where women were involved along with men, shoot-arounds, all types of things. WNBA players scrimmage against NBA players all the time. So what is the real excuse as to why women cannot be incorporated into the city? I think what needs to happen, in all honesty, is NBA 2K needs to pull out the city from being just specifically under the My Player mode, which is specifically for the NBA, and make My Career its own menu, then also have the city as a menu, and that way the city is encompassing not only of the NBA but also the WNBA, because I think it's nothing wrong with having women in the park, even if you're not necessarily able to go on the court, which I think is still stupid. But definitely, if they're able to categorize certain players as guards, bigs, and whatever, you can also categorize women as a character in this system too, and make sure that women are also seen in the city. I think it's really important, and personally, I just want to walk around with my female face scan in the park, because I think that would be really fun. So That's definitely a personal ask. But maybe you never know. You never freaking know what 2K might do. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, we still have no release date on NBA 2K22. I do have a video coming up about some rumors that are happening in NBA 2K22. So make sure you subscribe once again and stick around for that content. Let me know what you want to see in the comment section below from Take-Two this cycle of NBA 2K. I said it in the last video if you haven't already checked it out ahead of the release of NBA 2K21. But this cycle of 2K really hurt the franchise 100%. And honestly, if Take-Two does not take this NBA game a little bit more seriously, I know that obviously being the only basketball game, most people are still going to buy it. So it looks like the numbers are way more popular than what it actually is. I would love to see time spent on average on NBA 2K for the fan base, which is one number that Take-Two typically does not release. But let me know in the comment section below what you want to see from NBA 2K22, and whether or not you agree or disagree with my changes. I'd love to talk back and hear what you guys think. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Again, check me out on my other social platforms, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.